morning, my beautiful friends. Happy Monday. This week I wanted to bring you along for a week in my life, and my Monday is starting off in a very lovely way so far. To be honest, I kind of have a really busy week ahead and a lot of things on my to-do list, and a lot of the time when I have these kind of weeks I can really struggle to carve out time for myself, but that is a habit that I'm really trying to unlearn at the moment. I'm really trying to create a new habit of creating that time for myself, and for me, time for myself tends to be time that I spend outdoors or eating really good food. This morning I did wake up feeling a little bit overwhelmed for the week ahead, and in particular I have a decent amount of work that I need to do today, so I decided that instead of doing what I usually do, which is like sitting down at my computer and planning my work day and work week ahead, I would bring myself down to the park and bring a book and have a moment for myself, drink my cacao, and write my to-do list and my plan of attack down that way, just as a way to sort of ground myself, get myself out in nature and have a bit of a moment to breathe. So yeah, that's what I'm doing this morning, and then I'm gonna get into a busy work day. Okay, today ended up being a really busy work day, which I feel like I shouldn't be surprised because Mondays are kind of like that, just because I feel like I have a lot on my mind and I like to get a really good start to the week. So I was at my computer most of today working, and then I also cleaned up the house from the weekend so that it was looking really good and ready to go for the week ahead basically. So honestly, feeling pretty good after that. Anyway, this evening I am playing netball. I'm about to head in, and this is actually going to be my last game for a few months. I'm having surgery in a few weeks, which I'll get into later this week and sort of give you an update about all of that. But with that, I'm not going to be able to like exercise and especially play a sport where there can be contact. They say netball's a non-contact sport, but you know. And basically with my recovery, I don't know when I'm going to get back to playing netball, which for me, netball is like such an important part of my week. And like, I have made so many friends through the netball community, and the older that I get, the more that I realize that community is like such a core value for me, and I really like thrive being a part of a community, and I really value that. And yeah, I'm definitely feeling a bit sad about the fact that I am gonna have like a few months away from playing a sport that I love, and also just like being a part of a team in that way. But my friend's waving at me and she's probably like, what are you doing? She thinks I'm on the phone. Basically, I have been feeling super fatigued this year, and it has been impacting the way that I've been able to like move my body and stuff like that. So I know that in a few months I'll be back and hopefully feeling better than ever, and excited to get back into my netty. But yeah, I'm feeling a bit sad about it being my last game for a while tonight, but also just gonna try and like embrace it and have a fun game and enjoy being around my friends. So yes, a lovely way to spend a Monday evening. Desk you can see all of the remnants of me snacking on chocolate in the afternoons, because that is like my favorite thing to do in the arvo. Girly is looking so good with her fresh haircut for the summer to keep her nice and cool. Hey girl. Ooh. Okay, you want to show it off, that's totally fine. So I'm not gonna lie, I'm feeling pretty overwhelmed and anxious today, and I just kind of like woke up feeling that way. You know those days where you just feel like it hits you the minute you open your eyes? and I'm like, was I having like anxious dreams or something like that, or is this just like my state of being today? And honestly, at the moment, I just feel like I have a lot on my plate when it comes to work. Something that I think I didn't like prepare myself for enough was the fact that I'm having time off for my surgery. I'm having a month off work, and that is essential for me and for my recovery. But because I am self-employed for the most part, like that's the bulk part of my income, there's just a lot of work that I need to do before having that time off to ensure that I still have an income coming in basically whilst I'm having said time off. A life update when it comes to work, by the way, is that at the moment I'm working 4 jobs. So I've got like my self-employed YouTube and Instagram kind of thing, which is like the main bulk of my income and my work. And then as well as that, I PA for 3 different content creators. I do kind of like different things for each one because they all have different needs of their business and why I guess they need a PA and they need support. And I really enjoy doing that. I feel like I've been learning so much like throughout doing this kind of PA work, which is something that I kind of like accidentally fell into and have found myself to be pretty good at. So yeah, with having time off from those 3 jobs and my YouTube channel, there's just been a lot to prepare for with my surgery coming up. Today's honestly going to be a bit of a boring day because I just kind of need to get stuck into it basically, but I thought I would just check in and let you know how I'm honestly feeling today. And yeah, fingers crossed I wake up feeling less anxious tomorrow.
I know it's nothing new, but it's so good to see you. Do this every day, and I'm still so amazed by you. So hold me tight through the night.
I feel like this is crooked. Good morning, happy Wednesday. I just had such a beautiful start to the day. I went for a drive through the valley with my boyfriend, and then we had a really wholesome breakfast at this cute little cafe, and honestly it was so nice. It's like one of my favorite ways to start the day. I'm just about to sit down and have an online therapy session, which I'm really looking forward to. I feel like I've been processing a lot of things lately with turning 30 and with all the social pressure that comes with that, as well as with my upcoming surgery. And so I have been really enjoying the outlet of therapy. Therapy is something that I have been doing for almost half my life, and recently I've been really enjoying online therapy because it is honestly so convenient and so suited to my schedule, and I've been getting a lot of really good benefits from it. This video is sponsored by BetterHelp, which is the online service that has been an absolute game changer for me. They connect you with a licensed therapist tailored to your needs, offering sessions via phone call, video chat, or messaging, basically whatever you're comfortable with. I've been really realizing lately that I feel and have felt the pressure to, I guess, like keep up with the pace of all of the people around me, and I have been really enjoying processing that with my therapist. Signing up to BetterHelp is honestly super simple. There's a questionnaire that pinpoints your specific needs, and then usually within 48 hours you are matched with a therapist from BetterHelp's network of over 30,000 professionals. Therapy has honestly also been integral in me working on my self-esteem, which has honestly been the most ongoing struggle throughout my life, and I've been really doing my best to practice the habits that I have been learning from my BetterHelp therapist. As well as that, if your first match with a therapist isn't quite right, it's very smooth and stress-free to be able to change therapists. I literally did that and I found it so easy to do. If you're like me and you're wanting and trying to work on yourself and your well-being, BetterHelp could be a really good option for you. I have been genuinely really enjoying it. If you'd like to try it out, you can use my link, which is betterhelp.com/AmandaDux, to get 10% off your first month and start the conversation that could pivot your journey towards something wonderful. Therapy is a powerful step, and I have been really enjoying it to help me find my footing and process a lot of emotions that come up. A big thank you to BetterHelp for sponsoring today's video. So tonight the girls and I are going over to Bonnie's house, and we're gonna have like a Christmas dinner, and so there's a couple of things that I want to prepare to take with me tonight. The first thing is a vegan roast. Now this isn't typically my kind of thing. Like, I typically don't lean towards mock meat substitutes, but there's one time of the year where I tend to give things a go because a lot of products pop up, and that's around the festive season. So my boyfriend picked up this plant-based Mediterranean roast, and I am going to pre-cook it before heading to Bonnie's tonight. And it'll be very interesting. Honestly, it looks kind of good. And my boyfriend, who is vegan, he eats a lot of mock meat products. He really enjoys them, and so he suggested to me a way for me to prepare this, and it's basically to make some like cuts in the top of it, coat it in a little bit of oil and some extra spices, and he reckons that it will make it even more delicious. So that is what I'm going to do. Honestly, it smells really good just as is. Ooh, okay, interesting texture. Is this supposed to be like this? Ooh, I think this is what he means. Okay, so I decided to make a little glaze. So in here I just put some olive oil, maple syrup, garlic, onion powder, and some smoked paprika, and I mixed it all together. And my vision is to sort of like drizzle this and coat this well in the glaze, and then I'm going to wrap it up in the foil, and it says that I can cook it in the air fryer in like only half an hour. So that is my plan of attack. Okay, so I'm about to head out the door. I've got my little vegan roast that smells and looks like it's going to be super delicious. And then I've also prepped a chocolate pudding, which I haven't baked yet. I am going to make the sauce and bake it when I get to Bonnie's, so it'll be nice and fresh and warm for dessert. And on my way, I'm also going to stop and pick up some vegan custard. Hopefully I can find some in the supermarket. But yeah, really looking forward to dinner and spending time with my friends tonight. Thursday. It is a very gloomy morning this morning, and I just had a really nice coffee date with a couple of my friends, which was a lovely way to start the day. And then I decided that I wanted to try and find a tray of mangoes, like a box of mangoes, because it's mango season here and they tend to get, like, first of all in season and in the shops, but also more affordable. So I've been really wanting to, like, all week I've been like thinking, oh, if I drive past somewhere like a little farm stall with trays of mangoes, I'm gonna go in, but I haven't seen any and haven't had any luck. And the luck didn't happen today either, because I went to this little fruit stall thinking like, oh, they're gonna have like a tray of mangoes, because that's probably a place that would, and they didn't have any. They did have mangoes, so I got myself two mangoes. I got myself two very ripe mangoes, so I'm definitely gonna eat one of these as soon as I get home. Oh my god, they smell so good. And then I also got myself some yellow nectarines, which are my favorite fruit, and they're in season at the moment. I've honestly been eating like at least 1 or 2 a day at the moment. I also got a couple of apples for my boyfriend because he likes to take them to work, and I got some broccoli and some leek because we want to make a noodle soup for dinner tonight, and they're like 2 of our favorite things to have in noodle soup. And then I also decided to buy myself a bunch of beautiful sunflowers because they had them there. So yeah, a very lovely start to the day today, I must say. Sweetie, there's a caterpillar on here. Would you like some mango, sweetie? Mango is just so good. I had some spare time this afternoon and I finally got around to cleaning out my wardrobe, which is something I've been procrastinating doing for quite a while. Even though I knew it would make me feel good afterwards, I just couldn't get myself to do it. But today I finally did, and I really wanted to do this for my mental well-being, because I don't know if I'm the only one who feels this way, but sometimes I find that getting dressed in the morning can make me feel really down on myself and make my self-esteem feel really low that day. And self-acceptance is something and my self-esteem issues are something that I'm really trying to work on in 2024 and moving forward in general, which, you know, to be honest, feels kind of vulnerable to say. I think like admitting publicly that you don't fully love yourself can be quite a vulnerable thing to say, regardless of the fact that I'm sure a lot of people do relate to that feeling. Because not to get too into it right now, but I think as I get older I just realize how much society benefits off us not liking the way that we look or not liking the way that we are. Anyway, that's something I've been unpacking a bit and learning a lot about recently, but something I have felt called to do is finally clear out my wardrobe, because I know that there are a lot of pieces of clothing that I don't wear, and specifically in 2023 I went up a size in my clothing, and I feel like I have been holding onto this clothing that you know, I don't wear, it doesn't fit me comfortably, and I think it's time to just donate it and, you know, actually have clothing in my wardrobe that every morning I know I like everything that I have in there. And I'm really trying to work on creating this good relationship with my clothing and good relationship with myself. And so yeah, this was a really positive thing to do this day. I didn't film afterwards, but I was feeling really good after clearing this out and really noticing that I do have a lot of things that I do feel good and comfortable in, and I'm really going to try and lean into wearing those things moving forward, and also really only purchasing intentionally with things that I feel like will match and go well with my wardrobe, and also express who I am as a person. So it was a very good feeling after doing this. And if you're thinking, oh, I need to clear out my wardrobe to do the same, this is your reminder to do so. Good morning, happy Friday. I just had a really lovely walk on the beach to start the day, so I am feeling good. And whilst I was on my walk on the beach today, I realized that all week I've been meaning to sit down and give a little life update about my health as well as my upcoming surgery, because I feel like I've been like saying randomly like, oh yeah, my surgery, but there's a lot of people who perhaps haven't watched the video or who are perhaps new here who have absolutely no idea what I'm talking about. So I am going to repeat a bit of information that I shared in a video like 8 months ago when I first got the diagnosis and found out I was going to have surgery. So just keep that in mind. If you have already watched that video, I do apologize. I'm probably going to repeat myself a decent amount. Basically, for the past 4 to 5 years, I've really noticed that when I get my period, it's been a lot worse like every time, or I would like every few months have like a really bad period, and then in the past like 2 years, like every period has been really bad. And when I say bad, I mean like really heavy bleeding and a lot of pain. And especially in the past year, like 2 years to 1.5 years, that pain and that bleeding has been like gradually getting worse, and I've definitely really noticed it. And first of all, I thought this was kind of like normal, I suppose, because as young women we're really taught from the get-go that periods are a painful thing. And as well as that, I had gone to the doctor a handful of times about like having bad period pain and also having digestive issues, but there wasn't really anything majorly done about it. And I definitely don't blame the doctor for that, because I think I was also just kind of like telling myself it wasn't anything major to worry about, I suppose. But I did notice, yeah, especially in the past couple of years when things were getting a lot worse, I was getting a bit more worried, I suppose, that perhaps there was something wrong, and also just feeling like I don't really know how I'm gonna like keep dealing with this if it keeps getting worse. And so I have another genetic condition where I get scans done on my body like every 1 to 1.5 years. I try and get them done, and one of those areas happens to be on my uterus. So I do get scans on that area, and it turns out that in 2021, at the end of 2021, I actually had a scan done on my uterus, and there was an 8 cm fibroid found then. However, I wasn't told about it, and then in hindsight I've since seen the report done from that scan, and it was said like 8 cm fibroid, nothing to worry about at this stage, sort of thing. And then fast forward to the beginning of 2023, I have another routine scan done on my uterus, and there is an 11 cm fibroid found, which is described as a very large fibroid, and I'm told it's definitely something that needs to be looked into further, and it's sort of like really brought to my attention. So in that 1.5 years it had grown 3 cm, which was obviously quite disappointing that it didn't, you know, get told to me in 2021, but that's something I've processed, and I'm just trying to you know, accept that this is just the reality right now. And then at this point, I'm basically told I need to see a specialist because this is probably what's causing my pain and my really heavy bleeding. So for those of you who don't know what a fibroid is, so a fibroid is essentially a non-cancerous growth in the uterus that can develop during a woman's childbearing years. So I went to the specialist after this and basically had like a further ultrasound done and all of that kind of stuff. And essentially I'll put like an image on the screen, which is just like a drawing that my specialist, my doctor, my surgeon basically, she drew just to sort of explain the situation, because I'd never heard about anything like this before and I didn't really, I guess, understand. And so, you know, she has been absolutely amazing and really explained everything to me in such depth that I'm really starting to understand, and I feel very safe and cared for. But she basically drew me this image to understand, because my uterus is 8 cm long essentially, based on my scans, and that's like in this kind of shape. And then the growth is like, the fibroid is like the circle shape in this image, which is 11 cm big. And so as you can see, it's almost like the fibroid has stretched the wall of my uterus, and so now my uterus is that shape. And as you can see, the fibroid takes up a large portion of my uterus. So essentially I have to get it removed. So I ended up booking my surgery for late January 2024, but I booked it back in April 2023. So I've kind of known that it has been coming, but I haven't fully been like processing it, I think, just because it's like such a decent amount of time away. I had my 30th birthday and the festive season and all of that, but now that my surgery is getting close, I feel like I'm processing that I am having a surgery, and there are a few different variables, which I think is what makes it a bit scary. So essentially I'm starting, based on what I understand, I'm starting by having a laparoscopy, and that is to check first of all for endometriosis, because that's, I guess, like another part of this is that my specialist thinks I could have endometriosis, so she wants to check for that, and then if it's there, remove that. And then I believe in the laparoscopy she'll actually be able to check like the state of the fibroid and the state of my uterus, and that's when I guess the next situation happens, which is where my doctor will first of all remove the fibroid from my uterus, but from there it's unknown whether my uterus is going to be repairable, essentially is the best way to describe it. As you would have seen in that image, it's taking up a lot of a part of my uterus, and so essentially there are basically two ways that this can go. My fibroid gets removed, my uterus is repairable, my doctor repairs my uterus, and then, you know, we move forward from there. Otherwise, the second option, I suppose, is my doctor removes the fibroid, looks at my uterus is unrepairable, which at that point, my doctor would then remove my uterus, which is a hysterectomy. So that is obviously like a bigger surgery and a bigger recovery time, and as well as that, I think like a bigger emotional thing for me to process, because whilst I'm not someone who feels very drawn to having children, I am quite confronted by, you know, just like my uterus being removed from my body, not by my choice, I suppose. Obviously, I'm making the choice to have the surgery knowing that this is a risk and this is something that could happen. But to be honest, with the amount of pain that I have been in, it's a risk that I'm very, very comfortable taking at this stage because, yeah, the last few months in particular have been really, really difficult with navigating having my period and also like managing the fatigue and the pain and the bleeding and all of that kind of stuff. The way it's been impacting my self-esteem, etc., has been definitely, you know, a really big thing that I've been dealing with lately. And 2023 as a whole was such a wonderful year in the sense that I moved in with my boyfriend and we moved to a quieter area, and I've spent so much time with my friends, and I've just had a really, really wonderful time in many, many ways in 2023. But on the flip side, it's also been really, really hard, like mental and physical health wise, in terms of just processing everything that's been going on. So yeah, I'm definitely feeling ready to hopefully not be in the amount of pain that I am at the moment when I'm on my period, because it has been really, really difficult. And as well as that, just knowing that there's a growth in my uterus that is at the moment the size of like a 16-week-old fetus, and it's just in me, is like not a super comfortable feeling. And I'm just looking forward to, yeah, moving forward, I suppose, and really like feeling like I guess I have a new lease on life is what I'm really looking forward to. So with this all being said, as you're watching this video, I've probably either just had my surgery or am just about to have my surgery, and I have been like pre-filming videos so that I will be uploading. I'll be uploading a little bit less, but I will still be uploading a few videos whilst I'm recovering, because I'm going to be having a month off for recovery. I'm planning to do some kind of update video and talk to you about how the experience was and how the surgery went and that kind of thing, but realistically that probably won't be until March as a guess, once I am like back in the swing of things and like back to filming and all of that kind of stuff. But if you do want to keep up, I'm sure that I'll probably talk about it on Instagram, which I'll leave my Instagram down in the description box as I always do. If you do want to keep up with me there, you are more than welcome to, but I'll definitely update you on how it's gone, because I think the most interesting thing for me with this whole experience has been the fact that like I didn't super advocate for myself and my pain from the get-go, because I thought it was like such a normal thing to be in this amount of pain and to be bleeding so much. And I also had no idea that something like fibroids even existed and could cause this much pain or grow this big. So it's definitely been a learning experience for me, and I'm really happy to share about the experience in the hope that it maybe helps even just one other person with processing this kind of experience as well. So it's just definitely going to be an interesting experience, like waking up from my surgery and knowing whether I have a uterus or not. Like that for me feels the most confronting, but like fingers crossed everything is going to go well. I feel in very safe hands, and yeah, I'm looking forward to moving forward post-surgery. Anyway, it's time for me to head into work for the day, because I am not working from home today. I'm getting out of the house, so I'm gonna head out and I'll catch up with you when I get home. Good afternoon, happy Saturday. Today has been a really lovely day so far. My boyfriend and I had a bit of a lunch date today, which we had been really looking forward to. We went down to a restaurant in Byron Bay that I had been given a voucher for. It's just a bit out of Byron Bay, I should say, but I had been given a voucher for it for my birthday, so we were really looking forward to going and checking it out, and it was honestly absolutely unreal. They had a separate vegan menu, which was honestly amazing, and we had this pasta which I feel like when you looked at it looked like a simple tomato pasta, but honestly it was the best tomato pasta I've ever had. The service was absolutely amazing, the drinks were so good, and yeah, we just felt like it was one of the best dining experiences we've had in a really long time. So I'm feeling very good this afternoon, but also need to get into some work and some editing for the afternoon, which to be honest it can be hard to be motivated to do when I've had like a really really social and fun kind of day. But anyway, gonna get into it because I do have almost an entire video that I want to get edited, the Savo. I also was at the health food store recently and I saw these, and I've been seeing these all over Instagram recently. I've definitely been influenced in that way. It's a hazelnut chocolate, well, it says it's 2 breathtaking, mouth-watering, heaven-sent chocolate truffles, and they're hazelnut chocolate, which chocolate hazelnut is like my favorite flavor when it comes to like sweets and stuff like that. So look, I just simply saw them and felt like I needed to get some to try because people have been saying such amazing things about them online. And look, your girl loves a sweetie treaty, so it's very typical of me to want to try these things. You can tell that it's warm in my house because these have melted just from being in my house. This is what we've got. Let's see how it tastes. Ooh. Oh. That is literally incredible. There's like such minimal ingredients in that too. Wow. Honestly, not to be dramatic and obsessed with these things instantly, but I give them a 10 after one bite. Absolutely incredible. Wow. Hello, happy Sunday. There's a bus going by, there's a bus going by. I just fluked the most amazing car park. I'm up on the Gold Coast today for a bit of a end of season celebration with my netball team, and I thought the parking situation was going to be really bad, but I fluked one right out the front. Unlimited on a Sunday, which we love. This morning I had such a chill morning, which to be honest, a lot of my Sundays I feel do start that way, with like a little bit of a sleep in and then a really nice hearty breakfast. My boyfriend made his tofu scramble this morning and it was unreal. Honestly, always such a nice way to start a Sunday. And yeah, today I've driven up to the Gold Coast for end of year, end of season netball get together. We're having like a pool party, barbecue kind of vibe, which I'm really looking forward to seeing all of my team because I haven't seen them properly in a little while. It's always so nice spending time together, and honestly the sun is out. I've got some kombuchas in the esky that I've brought with me, and I'm ready to have some really good food and spend some time with my friends. So yeah, let's do it. Your parcel's so good and you're gorgeous every day. I want to